If there is one word to describe the NBA playoffs so far, it has been electric. Whether it's the atmosphere in cities like Oklahoma City or New York, or excellent performances from both individuals and teams, what a postseason has been so far. Really, really exciting, really fun, and a lot to talk about. Let's break it down. Welcome back to State of the Association. I'm your host, Nash Roberts. First of all, let's talk about the atmosphere. And this is something that is not always discussed because it doesn't necessarily translate to the on the court product in terms of what the players are actually doing. But if you got the audio on or you're in the arena, you can feel it. And having fans feel really, really involved with what's going on just elevates the game to an entirely different level. Because when it comes to human psychology, sports kind of serve as a reflection of that. And especially in the case of fans, that can build a strong community together. And it can encourage people to go outside their comfort zone and get loud and support their team. And that's especially true when there's something on the line. And come playoff time, there is always something on the line, whether it's a big must win game or the series as a whole. The stakes are always just a little bit higher in the playoffs. And the fans, for a lot of these teams, they really, really reflect that. Now, recently there's been a debate about wearing the shirts that your team puts out there. For example, the Golden State Warriors would have golden shirts in their arena on each seat. But some fans would choose not to wear it. Or the Oklahoma City Thunder, there was this picture of J-Dub, I believe. Maybe it was Isaiah Joe. And behind him was just a row of fans, but one guy was not wearing the Oklahoma City Thunder provided shirt. And the fact that so many people have been passionate about, hey, wear your shirt, especially if you're sitting courtside. Show out and display your passion for your team. That just shows the level of commitment that a lot of fans have to the game and this atmosphere that they want to be precise and to truly elevate the game. Because when you've got a great atmosphere, it just makes everything a whole lot better. Think back to the COVID years in which we had the NBA bubble. In some people's eyes, that is the most pure form of basketball, and the fact that there were no fans to really determine the outcome of a game, and it was pure hoops. But on the exact opposite end, the vocal majority had felt as though because the fans were lacking, that kind of messed up the atmosphere, and that maybe the results would have been different had we not had the NBA bubble. But when you have a packed out arena of fans in the audience, that can really alter the game and make it just seem so much better and take it to an entirely different level. Especially think for a casual fan. A hardcore fan is going to enjoy the game no matter what. But for a casual fan, their reaction is kind of aided by the reaction of others around them. So, in seeing so many people that are really passionate about this game, it's easier for someone to be passionate as well, and that can create all new kinds of NBA fans. And two places I want to really highlight in particular, especially this first one, are OKC and New York City. For Oklahoma City, Russell Westbrook, of course, on the Denver Nuggets, he got a standing ovation when he made his return, and this is someone who is very much so beloved by the Thunder fans. And there is always going to be a connection between the Thunder and Russell Westbrook, whether it's the organization, whether it's the players, whether it's the people in the stands. But they did not just show up and show out to impress Russell Westbrook and really welcome him back home, but they did it for their players as well. All season, Thunder fans have been clamoring for Shai Alexander to be the MVP and rooting for these guys who a lot of their players are homegrown, developed in OKC. Lou Dort, Chet Holmgren, J-Dub, Jalen Williams, or even guys who really found their stride there, like Isaiah Joe, Shai Alexander. The Thunder are very, very passionate about their players. And yeah, I refer to the fans as Thunder there. I think that's a great representation of them because that energy, that noise in the arena is thunderous, and that comes from the fans. Then we get to the New York Knicks, and we've seen so many videos in the past, these recent years, where they've been back and they've been a playoff team. Their fans get really, really excited when the Knicks are in contention. Of course, there was a couple years ago when Trae Young had his incredible playoff run, and he kind of became the villain of New York. And that is because these fans, they really, really wanted the Knicks to win. And so having that atmosphere is just so incredible because it just really takes the game to an entire different level of enjoyment. Whether you're watching at home, especially if you're in the arena, to have all of these fans who love the game so passionately, and especially in the face of modern NBA media that can be so negative, so critical, to have so many people that are just together to support their team, I love to see that. And the community, especially for some teams, has really been on display this postseason. Now, secondly, with the atmosphere, what that feeds upon is the performances from the players and the teams. Starting out with the players, we have seen some really, really good efforts. In round one, Kawhi Leonard, we really got to see what he looked like healthy for the first time all year. And he was really, really impactful for the Clippers. They pushed Denver to 7. In back-to-back years, Anthony Edwards has taken down Kevin Durant and now Luka Doncic and LeBron James. And he is not only taking them down, he's putting up very good numbers while doing so and impacting the game at a very high level on both ends of the court. And then there's some guys that maybe wouldn't necessarily come to mind at first glance that have had really good performances. I think of the Indiana Pacers, the likes of Andrew Nimhard, and especially Aaron Nesmith, who's been lights out from deep. Miles Turner for that team as well. And then for Milwaukee Bucks, it really, really hurts to see Dame get injured. It's pairs up to Damian Lillard. That is a really tough injury that some all-time greats have gone through, and especially at his age, you just hope for a quick recovery and that the good Lord can bring him back to doing what he loves the most. But Lillard, even though it ended on a sour note, to even come back and play this postseason was incredible. Dealing with those blood clots, it looked like he was out for the season. But he came back because he had that desire, he had that drive to play, and that's incredible and something I think should really be appreciated. Then you get to some of the more obvious ones that you've kind of come to expect greatness from them. Nikola Jokic, 25, 12, and 9 are the stats right now. And he is just a generational, once in a lifetime kind of player with the way that he has really changed the game and the way that a center can be effective at the highest level. And on the other end, his opposing candidate for the MVP and also his current playoff opponent in the second round, Shai Alexander, there have been games where he hasn't been particularly efficient, or at least to the level that you would expect him to be. But the thing about Shea, with his ability to get the line as well as being a very good defender for his position, he's going to affect the game no matter what his counting stats might initially look like, no matter what his field goal percentage might initially look like. Alexander is great because he can adapt and adjust and impact the game at a very high level no matter what he needs to do in order to do so. And then we get to the teams themselves, especially in the second round. There have been some surprises early. At the time of recording, the Pacers are currently up 2-0 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And this is a juggernaut Cleveland team. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, they've combined to create a really, really good team, a very successful regular season team that has had multiple stretches of winning 15 straight games, 2 of those in the regular season. But the Pacers up 2-0 right now. Sticking in the East, the Knicks have a 2-0 lead against the Celtics. And much like the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Celtics were also a juggernaut. And this is also the defending NBA champions. And this team has not changed much on paper from what they were last year. They got Tatum, they got Brown, they got Horford, they got Porzingis, they got Holiday, they got Derek White. And Peyton Pritchard is taking a step up. But the Knicks, they are not going down without a fight. In those two teams, the Knicks and the Pacers have made these series no matter whether or not they win. And right now, they have the advantage. Those series are at least going to 6. And they both set the tone early on the road. And you've just kind of got to admire the effort it takes against juggernaut teams like that, against exciting atmospheres, especially the Cleveland Cavaliers having by far their best team ever in the absence of LeBron James. Of course, while LeBron was not there. But that didn't phase New York or Indiana. And then in the Western Conference, Denver shocked a lot of people by beating the Thunder in game one. Now, OKC, they responded very, very well. But that's going to be an entertaining series as well. And then in the first round, you had a lot of fun series, as well as some upsets that I don't know that a lot of people had expected, especially experts like the Lakers and Timberwolves series. In not only the manner in which Minnesota won, but the fact that they did it in 5. And all of this combines the atmosphere, the players, the teams, and the exciting series that we've had already. It has been a great NBA postseason, and I'm so very thankful for it. I'm so very blessed to be an NBA fan, as we all are. And this is when the game's at its best. There's plenty of parity and talent among the league. And always creates an interesting matchup and teams that you can't quite count out just ever. What a time it is to be an NBA fan. Thank you very much for listening.